Sorry, I knocked you guys over. Hi. Are you taking questions? I take questions. A lot of the time, I want to keep it focused on what the live is about. But yeah, you're welcome to ask questions. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I was just getting tea. Story time, yeah. How's everyone's night going though? Hi, welcome in. Can you breathe? Are you okay? Sorry, I have the most unlikely buddy in here today. Hope everyone's been doing well. Sorry, I'm hearing the chaos that's going on outside. Hey, sweet girl. What do you mean, am I in a mood? I'm confused on what that comment means. But I think we can get started. I have delayed this long enough. I didn't even realize I was out there that long. Hi, welcome in. But grab your storykeeper's cup, grab a stuffy if you have one, maybe a pet and blanket and snuggle up because it's story time. I'm actually getting really used to saying that now. Sunday, 12:15 a.m. I love how these are like all interconnected. How was my day? My day was pretty good. It was uneventful, but it was good. The police officer will leave. My mother will shut the door and press her back against it to keep from collapsing to the floor. She will be devastated in the first moments of being... I spelled this word completely differently my entire life, so... of being ravaged by emotional turmoil. But of all the possible emotions, the one she will not feel is shock. At this point, there's nothing left that can surprise her. Oh, sorry. In the playhouse, the air is musty and smells like dry wood. I can't help but think of the children who have played in here. Little girls serving pretend meals to dolls seated around the table. Boys kneeling at the window, firing toy guns at imaginary attackers. And here in the dark now, there is nothing pretend or imaginary. This is all horribly real. Sorry, someone text me. My cell phone vibrates with trembling fingers. I pull it out of my pocket. It's Mom. Are the police there? I ask. They just left. Her voice is high and anxious. I gotta look up how many times I can say this word on here. Because, like, I'm thinking of more examples than one, but, like, channels like Call Me Chris say it a bunch and they get away with it. So, but I'm only gonna say it if I absolutely have to, because I don't want to get a strike. A murder. My God, Cal. Oh, that woke the cat up. What's going on? My heart heaves and my eyes become watery. As frightened as I am, I feel even worse for her. After everything she's been through, Sebastian and Dad, and now this, it's as if her family is slowly being destroyed before her eyes. Yeah, I'm taking questions. Your questions are always welcome. I just like to keep it on topic as much as I can. But yeah, you're welcome to ask questions. Tears spill out and roll down my cheeks. I didn't do it. I managed to croak. I only found her after she'd been stabbed. Where are you? I hesitate knowing how she'll react. Hiding. Go to the police. Tell them you didn't off her. That is a question that I ignore. That is the one of the questions that I will not answer. I've answered it many times in the past, and that did not go well. I can't bring myself to explain about my picking up the knife and the photos they took, or about the troubles between Catherine and me. My brain is lagging. That I never told Mom about. They won't believe me. I sniff miserably, feeling another wave of emotion rising inside me. I can't explain now. Just check under the umbrella. I forgot that she did this in the book. What? They'll figure it out. I have to go. Don't call back. I snap the phone shut. Almost instantly it rings again. It's my mother, of course, but instead of answering, I burst into sobs. My brother Sebastian is 4 years older than me. As far back as I can remember, Dad wanted him to be a professional athlete. While some sons obediently tried to live up to their father's wishes, Sebastian stubbornly refused. It got so bad they even went to a psychologist. I almost mixed psychologist and psychiatrist together. who said that the best thing Dad could do was back off and let Sebastian be. But Dad could no longer back off, then Sebastian could be obedient. They were polar forces feeding off each other's determination. From the start of their violence, God damn it, I got that wrong. From the start, there was violence as Sebastian grew older. I've never liked that word. I'm gonna replace it. Disciplines by hand gave way to disciplines by paddle, which gave way to slaps, punches, then all-out fights. Mom and I were stunned into silence by the positions brutally between them. People at school noticed Sebastian's bruises. Social services got involved. A few times the police were called. Neighbors gossiped. Rumors spread. People around town began to avoid us. Mom sank inward and became depressed and withdrawn. I ran. Hang on. Tea break. Hopefully it is cooled down enough to drink. Ooh. That tea is definitely better to drink when it's hot. That was a shorter chapter, so we're going to do chapter 5 too. Chapter 5, Sunday, 12:25 a.m. I take deep breaths, dry my eyes, and try to think about what I have to do next. My phone vibrates. It's my mother again. But she can't help. Most of the time, she's so overwhelmed she can barely take care of Dad. There's only one other person I'm certain will believe me. Sorry if I said something different. My brain. Okay, where was I? But the last time we spoke, I broke his heart. Oh? I could blame Catherine for that, but she didn't make the phone call. I did. Okay, I hope you enjoyed them. Some of them are my stories that I've written, and some of them, a lot of the lives that I do are, like, if I'm holding an actual book, it's someone else's story, but if I'm holding, like, paper, it's my story. Anywho, I think we should make some... I can't say that on here. So I'm going to just say different. Did I draw these? Yes, I did. I think we should make some that look different. Catherine said on one afternoon last February when we were at Dakota's house making cookies for the Spirit Day bake sale. Spirit Day at my old school was chaos. Sorry. Dakota, then the student council vice president, was planning to run for president in senior year. The rest of us giggled. Catherine, who came off as a proper, could always make us laugh when she said something outrageous. Well, I mean the idea is to sell a lot of cookies, right? Catherine said. The boys would love it, I said. Some of the girls, too, said Jody, who was mixing dough, and Dakota in the big white KitchenAid mixer. I'm sure Mr. Carter would be thrilled, said Dakota. Mean old man, Catherine muttered. Hold on, tea break. Hey, girlie. What's up? I can hear her purring. Okay, where was I? No way, Dakota said. He gave Seth Phillips and Seth Phillips and me, Catherine quickly corrected her. Sorry, I was listening to the hallway. Dakota rolled her eyes. He gave Seth Phillips and me permission to skip gym when we needed to work on pace. It's been a while since I've read this, so sorry if I'm a little slow. Pace was the performing arts program at our school. And he made a special arrangement so that Slade could get out of school early and help his dad, I added. Ah, Slade. Catherine looked at her watch. What is he doing? Sorry, I can hear the dog. Okay, where was I? Gee, Callie, it's been almost 15 minutes since you brought him up. By the way, has he heard from Harvard or Yale? It was hard to know sometimes whether she was being serious or just kidding around. She knew she wasn't going to college. At the counter, Dakota and Jody were silent. I could feel the mood shift from the... Hang on. Leave her alone. Bean, are you okay? No. Back up. play nice. Hi, Mumu. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go save one of the kittens from the pup. He doesn't realize he's much bigger than she is. Okay, where was I? At the counter, Dakota and Jody went silent. I could feel the mood shift from one of giddy and laughter to something else. This happened too often. He's going into the National Guard, I said. I don't know why they reminded me of that. Huh. Anyway. And when he gets back from training, he'll work at his dad's business. Construction, Catherine said with a disapproving wrinkle of her nose. This wasn't the first time she'd been critical of Slade, and I really didn't like it. It felt like she was putting me in the position of having to decide between them. At first, when she invited me into her crowd, it had all been fun and laughs. I'd come to relish times like this. When I was included here in Dakota's kitchen and with Catherine's closest friends, knowing that Mia and the other far end of the table girls would have died to be in my place. But along with that growing familiarity came the feeling of vulnerability. I had become an unprotected target should Catherine decide to hurl me her pointed opinions in my direction. I looked down at the cookie sheet and busied myself with pressing green sugar letters into the dough, spelling out "Go Tigers Win" and "Tiger Pride." Not only did Slade work with his father in construction, but they'd also helped renovate that very kitchen. I remembered Slade telling me that it was the biggest kitchen he'd ever seen. It seemed like it had acres of dark green marble countertops, punctuated by dull sinks, brushed steel appliances, and a large iron ring suspended from the ceiling with a dozen pots and pans hanging from it. Slade had... Sorry, I'm listening again. Slade had said it had been one of those jobs for which money wasn't an issue. The Jenkins had wanted everything to be perfect. Just when I thought the topic of Slade had been dropped, Jody said, "How long have you two been together?" 3 years, I answered. "So you've never been with anyone else?" Jody was a funny girl with short hair and a bouncy personality and a wicked sense of humor. When she felt like displaying it, I shook my head. "How can you know if he's the one for you?" she asked. "I mean, when you've had no one else to compare him to." "I just do," I said, and thought, I don't need to compare him to anyone else. Okay, who's texting me? Oh. Sorry, someone was texting me again. "I think you could do so much better," Catherine declared. My ears burned. This was something else I'd learned about Catherine. Sometimes she'd get into moods and had to stir things up, cause excitement, and push buttons. She was like the schoolyard bully who couldn't resist picking fights, but unlike some bullies who picked fights only with kids they knew they could beat, Catherine seemed to have this need to create confrontations even when the outcome was uncertain. I could have reacted to what she'd said about Slade, could have gotten angry or defensive, even argued. I think Catherine actually liked it better when you fought back than when you meekly obeyed her, the way Mia always did. But instead, I decided to try strategy based on something my father used to say. A good offense is the best defense. Tell me, Catherine, have you ever been in love? I asked. Dakota and Jody froze like meerkats on TV. Catherine conjured up a haughty ha. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it's how I've said it my entire life, so we're going to say it that way. But after that, the kitchen felt uncomfortably quiet again. I was tempted to push Catherine on the question. After all, ha didn't exactly qualify as an answer, but I sensed I'd gone far enough. I'd stood up to the queen and silenced her. Catherine glanced around, and her gaze stopped at a block of wood containing a set of kitchen knives. Her hand closed around the largest handle and drew out a long, heavy-looking blade and held it in my direction for a moment, in a way that could have been either innocent or threatening. The mood in the kitchen was ominous. Even though what Catherine was doing was a teasing gesture, there was something menacing about it. Staring at the knife, I noticed the design on the side of this blade: two tiny white stick figures against a square red background. Catherine turned toward me. Dakota and Jody could see what she was doing. Sorry. But they couldn't see her expression change. From the chatty smile to an intensely unamused glare, suddenly she jabbed the knife forward and not nearly enough to reach me, but enough to make me jump back. Jody gasped as if she really thought Catherine was going to stab me. Catherine turned and smiled at her. You didn't think I'd do it, did you? A nervous grin appeared on Jody's face, while Dakota's remained a mask. Catherine slid the knife back into the block and gazed at me again, nodding slightly. I couldn't help interpreting the act as a serious warning not to overstep my boundaries. And that, my beautiful raindrops, is the end of Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. Again, I do that too loudly sometimes. But, once again, I would love to hear your thoughts and theories about it so far. I am always in those comments, and I love reading your theories on the books that I read. But, until tomorrow, I will be back with I said that backwards. I will be back with Chapter 6 tomorrow. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, my beautiful raindrops. Stay spooky, stay weird, stay dreaming.